Little update video on the Chinese knockoff. I guess this is what you'd call it an CRK knockoff. It's not actually S35VN. They claim that it's D2 steel. It's doing quite a bit of work on some vines, poison ivy and such in the woods today. This is all I had. You can see I put a pretty good dent in it. I must have chopped like 25, 30 vines though. Some of them were pretty hard wood. Most of them though, it sank in. I mean, it just, a chop with a big old wrist and it just went way in deep on them. So I'm really happy with the performance, but this is an extremely thin edged knife, as you can see right there on my fingernail as where it comes down to it. I mean, that comes down an extremely thin edge. That is razor thin. I mean, this thing's great for food and stuff. It's really not made for wood. I thought most of those vines would be real soft. And it held up great, you know, until this misalignment happened. So it's not because it's a Chinese knife, and it's not because it's, you know, D2 or the heat treat's bad or anything. I mean, there is no edge imperfections anywhere else. And this thing was phone book paper shaving sharp beforehand. But that is a huge dent. I don't know if I could like bend that back a little bit, or just gonna have to go with it. Knife's basically ruined. The only real downside is it seemed like the pivot hardware is the huge downside on these fakes. The lock bar is going kind of over more than what it's supposed to. Such, but this one was having lock slip when it was new. I mean, again, I wasn't chopping them like this. I was chopping them the right way, so it wasn't a huge deal. I did want to show there's a thickness difference in the titanium slabs. Man, it's hard to pick up on video, but it's there. The top one is thicker than the bottom one. These are like handmade or something. You know, real Chris Reeve, that's all machine made. There isn't really much handwork. The only handwork that they're doing is the final assembly. And on the satin blades, like the ones with the inlays, they will hand finish the grind where it's actually truly satin here, and it's still a stonewash or a little bit rough or flat there. And that's the only hand finishing you're going to get on the actual Chris Reeve. So I'm fairly certain these knives are basically handmade, because you can see the slight imperfections. If they had machines do that, they wouldn't have the variance that they do. I mean, obviously they have a machine writing the phony baloney name on there, and to get the thickness difference wrong and stuff, there's something more to it. There's somebody running the lathe by hand, CNC machine or something by hand. I mean, the action's real nice on it yet. Just unfortunately put that huge dent in the blade. You see all that sap on there from the wood of the poison ivy vines. I mean, it's still good for food and stuff. You go to the store and you get a nice bucket of strawberries or something, and you're riding the passenger seat on the way home and you want to eat those strawberries. Boy, it's good to top the strawberries with. Stuff like that. This is just amazing when you're using it with everyday tasks. You know, nothing you'd actually need a hard use knife for, but it's just got such a nice hollow grind and that super thin edge, just really nice. So, yeah, kind of killed it. Should have been using the XM24 for that, but I didn't have it on me.